It was probably other niggas who died, but God didn't tell him to go raise them. He told him to go.
Right, there's a nigga right next to me like, are we bringing niggas back? Yo, my man. My first ever thing ever was the second thing ever, the High Ghetto Mess show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting tables.
Right.
They're talking about we need $10,000. That's what my manager said at the time. They want to offer me $10,000.
Right.
I said, yeah.
Yes, right.
He said, hold on, we're trying to see if we get more. I said, sir, hear me good.
Hear me, yeah.
I wait tables. I've never made $10,000
yeah.
tables.
Ever.
I'll be fine. I literally said on my brother's grave, I said, I'm a humble dude, dog.
Yeah.
I could take. He said, Sydney, let us do our job. And like hung up. And I remember like, now here's the point where like the other side of me.
We wait to trust too late. Like you were talking about you and the dude, you know, I'm because before he told you this is what you got. And then he said, I'm trying to get you more. Well, in that moment, your reaction, the faith stopped. You was like, no. Like you didn't have any more faith for more thousands of dollars. You had the faith for 10 because you already heard it. Because he confirmed it. And then he was like, I'm trying to get you more. And then you're like, oh, I got you more. Okay, now I have faith in you again. Now I trust, you again. Because most of the time, as we are, relating with God, we do the same thing. We wait after the fact. And God is like, hey, if I'm God, I need you to trust me from the beginning.
Man, hold on. And like, dog, like, it's crazy. Well, never mind. I don't want to like divert this.
No, you go ahead.
It's like, okay. So I know my overall goal.
Right.
In entertainment period. You know it too.
Right.
Sometimes I'm in these situations, like writers' rooms,
mm-hmm.
right? And it's dope because you get so much information to learn and to be
here,
right? My overall goal isn't to stay in a writer's room, it's to sell shows,
mm-hmm.
right? And tour and do stand-up and sell.
Yeah.
Produce and sell, have my name behind, but being in a room every day is not the mix of my overall goal.
Yes.
And so when I'm listening, like when I be in writers' rooms and some writers, their goal is to be, I want to be staffed. Am I working? Am I staffed?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I'd be like, I think that was a disconnect with me in my last management. It's like, that's not my goal.
Yeah, right.
To even be on the show, I hope it speaks to me where I'm like, oh, my last job, I understood so well for me comedically because it's like, that's my daddy. You know what I mean? I could speak to this voice. It's easy for me. You know
right.
I mean? But like, so like just trusting, like you said, like, trusting God and knowing the overall process, like, okay, cool, I must be here for a reason to learn stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe even if I take another job, God has me here to soak up some information to take something.
Yeah.
Even when I was just talking about my pilot, I was like, dog, what I fixed the pilot is I had to slow it down. I was trying to get too much information in one pilot. And I learned that from my last job.
Right.
That's one big thing I learned. It's like, hey man, if you're having trouble in your story, slow it all the way down. So I was like, okay, boom. Then I found my problem where now it speaks and makes more sense in the game. You know what I mean? But anyway, I feel like I'm rambling now.
No. I think I never thought about this before. I think maybe the will of God sometimes can be seasonal. Well, we think about will of God as, maybe constant, like, if I'm supposed to be at this job, that means it's the will of God for me to work here for 30 years. No. It could be the will of God for you to work there for a year and a half or for 3 years.
Dog, so that's what I just said, like, I don't want people to think I'm faking the phone.
Yeah. What?
Marlon season 1, I punched up on the pilot, like, I was there on whatever, but I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get this job on my sample. I don't know if this is where I'm at. So James had a show, Hoodie Jason. I started working at Hoodie Jason. I was like, okay, cool. Then I get a job the second season. My sample, they like my sample.
Uh-huh.
I start writing on the second season of Marlon. My management at the time says, "Oh, this is great. Well, the contract, I said like they have you for like three to 4 seasons or something like that.
Right.
I said, oh no. I said I'm not gonna be here for 3 to 4 seasons. And she said, huh? I said, no. I'm here to learn, get some knowledge. Remember, we want to sell shows. We want to sell shows, so I can't do that from here for like. She literally was like it was a white lady. They want to be like nigga. And she goes, well, Sydney, like the contract, like they kind of had you for 3. I said, hey, the contract. I said, I'll just tell Marlon after a couple seasons, like, I want to try to sell a show. Like if I want to sell a show, I don't want to be bound to something. And look, it was my first like stab. I didn't know the guy. She said, well, Sydney, no, like you would have to work there. I said, you're not listening to what I'm telling you. I said, I know how to get fired. I'm telling you, right. After like the second year of this or third season, it won't be I'm here for 10 seasons. I said, it will be I'll be the writer for 3 and then sold something. And she was like, I said, I'll tell Marlon. She was like, it's not up to Marlon. She was like, it's up to the contract. I said, no, it's up to Sydney. And I decided not to walk in there, bitch. And she was like, okay, but can we sign the paperwork? And I was like, yeah, I got you, but you feel me? Like, you're not gonna tell Sydney he got to be somewhere for 5 years. He's not gonna do it. My brain don't work like that. My brain is, I'm gonna soak up all this information. Cool, 2 or 3 seasons. That's totally great.
Yeah.
Syndication, all right, cool. But like, I'm trying to sell shows, bro. Yeah. Like, I'm trying to learn. And then, I mean.
Yeah. And I think it's just so important because you're not the only one who's like, I don't want to be here anymore. But that's again why it's important to be like, I know how I feel, God, but what are you saying? What are you saying? Because if the contract says this, and then again, that's where the trust part comes in. We usually wait to trust later instead of saying, God, I'm gonna be here and I thank you for the opportunity. And I trust that your will is gonna take me to for however long I need to be here. And then when that time is over, then boom, your will is gonna shift me to something else. And I'm not gonna be swayed by the number that they gave me or I feel like, no, I can, whatever. I'm not gonna be swayed by none of that because all of that can change in an instant because you are in control, not them, not the network, not the this, not the that, you. So if you want me to leave because I need to sell a show, then you'll make that happen. So I trust you first and then trust that you're gonna figure out the rest.
Dog, my last job, I was happy at. I feel like I was doing good at. I knew I was there to learn story.
Yeah.
Like, God, what's my job? What's my job here? Being like, and this is no like, I'm talking to you. Being funny in a room, that comes easy. Like punch lines, you need a line. That's simple for me, right?
Yeah.
Now in a sitcom, you gotta learn a rhythm and but like that's my sweet spot.
Yeah.
But like story, like learning story. The last show I had, I learned more to how to like tell a story, like the jokes, like whatever. But to tell a complete story, it's like, oh, okay, like I need this in my arsenal. Like they have a separate room for me. It's like, okay, this is like college. You know what I mean? Like I'm learning because I need to. Obviously, God is saying you got to take this with you somewhere else.
Right.
So even when I didn't come back for like the next re-up, right? I was caught off guard, right? But like we said, the will of God was like, oh, okay, well then God must have been done with me here, and now I'm supposed to use that to get something else. So, okay, God, what's that? Like, all right, cool. Because I'd be like, God, my heart so much, my goals, and I ain't slacking on the job. So it's like, all right, so then you must have something. So the will of God must be over here somewhere. All right, cool. I got that on the resume. It got to be. You know what I mean? Oh, I got to audition tomorrow. I need you to help me out. Sorry. I think God's telling me to tell you right now because I forgot.
Well, I got you. Yeah, but that's all true, man. Like I have you where I have you. It's not just for nothing. It's like if God was a pitcher of water and you were the cup and he's trying to pour something into you and then you keep pouring, but you move the cup. Well, the water's still falling out. So it's like, yo, I had more to give you and you just left. Like you just, whatever.
Like you said, sorry.
No.
Like you say cup, like sometimes people, I think I had to learn too, like that's like, everybody's will of God ain't the same. You know what I mean? Like just so you can't expect people to understand what your purpose and what God has you aligned to do, because that not me be the path that he has for them. So it will be confusing.
It will exactly.
So sometimes you can get influenced, like they can know God,
Yeah.
That person could know God.
Yeah.
But the will of God is still different. So even if they relationship, they can know the Bible. Sometimes they'll how am I trying to say? They'll mislead you, misdirect you, mislead you in direction because like, well, I know God, but your will is different than mine.
Right.
You understand? So my will is so I have to just be in tune with. That's when you really got to be in tune with God and the will of Him. Because if you get swayed by somebody who may love Jesus, but our wills are different, my nigga. Like you're supposed to be the best fucking FedEx worker ever. Provide for your family. I'm supposed to create motherfucking hits. And I have to find out where God lead me to get here. And our wills are different. We still love the same nigga, but my will different. So it's not that I'm being hard-headed. Just you can't even tell everybody. You know what I mean?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you're right. You can't, because the thing about it is the like, and you said it. The faith that God gave you doesn't mean He gave that faith to somebody else. You know, right? You know what you feel. Yeah. You know, like, man, God, I really feel you pushing me in this direction. He gave that to you. And He gave that to you so you can get up off your behind and get your feet to moving. But that doesn't mean He gave it to your mama or He gave it to your best friend or whatever. You know, they got something else. So that being, like you say, being in tune with God, really listening to God, what are you telling me to do? God can, what are you telling me to do? There's a scripture in the Bible that said, where Jesus said, I do what my Father tells me to do. And the thing about it is, there could have been, probably were, so many opportunities for Jesus to do so many more miracles, but He didn't, because God didn't tell Him to do that. God didn't tell Him to go over there to do that. He told Him to go over there to do that. When He raised Lazarus from the dead, or when He raised that little girl from the dead, it was probably other niggas who died, but God didn't tell Him to go raise them. He told Him to go.
There's a nigga right next to me like, are we bringing niggas back? Yo, my man.
Exactly.
Oh, word.
Yeah. So that's going to be the same thing with us. Like, it can be lots of people I'm supposed to talk to or pitch to or do whatever to, but God is telling me to go here. Not that those other people aren't important or those other jobs aren't good jobs or whatever, but God is telling me to go in this direction for a specific purpose, for me and the people that I'm supposed to be around when I get this job, so that's the bottom line. Listen to God.
Hold on real quick. I remember this job I turned down, you know about it. And I was like, God, I don't know if you're just trying to give me a job right now. Cause
right.
you know, this ain't what I want to do. Like the Zoom meeting was like, God, I'm going to say no. And just because I don't believe this is the will. I don't know if you're just trying to give me some bread, but nothing about this job will make me happy, God.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? That is just trust. You can be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Not like, nigga, you supposed to take that, because if you took that, all your dreams, like, really? Because God, you know how to quit. I'd quit. God, I would have quit. If you know what I mean? I would have told them people, and I would have quit on them people.
Yeah. I think it has to do with the will of God. Is it something that's going to affect you in the future? Is it do you have anxiety? Like, those are good qualifications to be like, should I take this or not take this? It doesn't matter what it is. Should I make this decision or make that decision? Well, which decision lines up to, because we already know what God's will, even if we don't know exactly what to do in each given moment, we know what God's will for us is. We know that God's will is to prosper us and not harm us, to give us a future and a hope. We know all of those things. So if we make our decisions based on that, then it'll be easier for us to be like, okay, I'm comfortable going this way and comfortable going that way. And at the end of that, I still trust God. And there's a scripture that says, whether you go to the right or to the left, I will be with you. So that's the other part where people.
What scripture is that? Because I be just in the hood version. I'm like, God don't want to see me fail, my nigga.
Right. So it's like He knows that we're trying. And we're not gonna make the wrong decision, and he'd be like, I gotcha. I told you, you stupid. That's not what it is. He's like, wherever we go, He can get us back. So
I told my wife, dog. I think I was in between a writing job or something.
Right.
And it wasn't like you haven't worked in a while. She was like, "Are you?" She was like, "You're planning for writing." I was like, "I don't know." It was before the CBS job or something like that. And I was like, "I don't know. I think I'm gonna book a commercial." And she was like, "Why you say that?" I said, "Because God just like He finna give me something. Like it's been too long of a gap.
Yeah.
Like I didn't. So I, He knows I need to be provided for. So something. And I'll be nigga. And she look at me like, nah, nigga. It's like I've been out here so long. God always takes care of me, my nigga. Like we're never gonna be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's it. That's it. Yeah, man. So will of God, man. It's
Will of God. Will of God.
You're right. You're right.
Oh, you win.
Look at that's. Like, been in church so long, I can instantly make up a song, even if I didn't think about it. I know how to get it back. You stupid dog. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Hey, man, you don't want to end with a prayer? I love you, dog. Bye.